Good morning and sliding into afternoon. You got Nana here, also known as Judy Allan in San Antonio, Texas. And yes, I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we're going to be stenciling. If you didn't see us on Sunday with Zoe and Nana's stamping, we created from the new paper pumpkin kit, and we stenciled on Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and show that to you again because today I'm going to do it in balmy blue versus in red because Valentine's is next week. So you need to wrap up your Valentine's cards, right? So we can finish up one that we started on Sunday. I stenciled on Sunday, but we set it aside because that wasn't the card we were actually making as the alternative. So we saved it for today. So we'll finish that up today, and then we'll show you what the stenciling's all about because it's just very easy to do. And you're right, it's all about a twofer, right? If you can get 2 for 1 out of something that you're working on, that always makes it super special. So let's go down the hands and let's do this. This Nana's been to the beach. I know, so I don't know about you, but it's like one side of my face is like still pinkish and the other side isn't. So I don't know what that's all about. It's just the way the beach goes, right? And I don't have my beach hair, but I do miss it so much now. So here's what we made on Sunday. These 3 here were in the kit, and this is the alternative that we had. And this was actually from punching out all these hearts here. And then what we did is when you punched out the hearts here, there was 3 hearts that punched out. We actually used the blending brush. This is a blending brush right here. And we sat there and just put color on it, right? And then what we did from there is we flipped this over on the back side and we literally did color. So what we did with the color, and let me show you what, because that's what we're going to make today, is when we flip this over, you can't see it because I used the back side. This is what we ended up with when we stenciled on Sunday. And this is what we're going to make today. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. And we're actually going to take this opposite side and we're going to use it as well to show you the other stenciling I'm going to do. So I'm going to actually do the stenciling first, and then we'll get into making this card, all right? So I just want to show you what we did. That's why I always tell you, save all your leftover stuff, right? Because we can make items, cards out of our leftover stuff. Could have easily made a bag, right? So today, though, we're going to make a card. This is most probably the end for me for Valentine's cards between my regular adventurous stamping on Wednesdays live and the paper pumpkin. I have definitely got my Valentine stuff squared away. So from now, what I'll most try to do is start looking. We can use hearts anytime we want, right? Because looky here. We've got love, celebrate love, you're my favorite, you have my heart. You know, you can sit there and rearrange these any way you want. You got love you celebrate love, that make a nice anniversary card, right? So there's things that we can do with this after Valentine's, right? So I just want to keep that in mind. I want you to keep that in mind. There's life after Valentine's. There's anniversaries. There's just I love you, period. You know, just because. So we can do that as well, too. So let me set this aside. Let me first get us down to stenciling. So when we punched out to make the other card, there was 6 rows of hearts. Well, I'm not going to do 6 rows. So I went ahead and punched out 3. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to center this. So you just sort of have to imagine. Let's see here. Because you got to keep in mind this is 8.5 inches here. And we cut it in half. It's 4 1/4. So I already have this that I accidentally got over the last time that we did it. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do the reverse side. Just in case I get on those hearts, it won't matter. They'll just be a little blue on the back side. So I'm just going to eyeball this to see that it looks like it's centered. And then I can hold it down, or I can take my handy dandy. They don't, on Sunday, they were giving me technical difficulties. Don't ask me why. But anyway, I'm just going to put this down right here, because this is a glass mat, and even if it wasn't right, it would still come off. So I just have to worry. It might pull out the hearts, but it's okay. I'm going to use those anyway. Not today, maybe, but I'm going to use them. So even though I rinse these, I always wash these out. So there's no color in here. So I could use this, but people get psyched. So I'm not going to psych you today. Been to the beach with the fog and the seagulls. So I am like a relaxed Nana. So this is just as heavy or as light as you want to make it. Now, this does not seem like I'm getting a lot of ink. Usually you get a lot of ink. I might just need to press harder, right? So if you're not getting the ink color you think, either go for more ink or see if you just need to press harder. Sort of like, to me, it's like what I tell my folks when we do the senior assisted living cards and all, we make them. So I go, well, how is yours so dark and mine's so light? It's like I put more pressure on mine than you. So lots of times we can get more color, right, if we put a little bit more pressure, or we might need to get more ink, right? Either or. So for the moment, I think I'm okay though. So Bombay Blue is not like a deep, deep blue, right? It's nice, almost like a sky blue. It's not quite a sky blue, but it's a blue. So this is not one of the colors, right? This is all geared toward Valentine, so this kit doesn't have like blues or anything else. But that's what I want to show you, because there's life after Valentine's, right? There's life after our birthdays. There's life after anniversaries. So there's always all kind of stuff, right? And for me, I have princesses, and I like to send them things sometimes just because I can. So, like, I've been to the beach, so people have some stuff from the beach. And actually, it was amazing, too. It's, oh my gosh, they had so many candy stores. I'm not talking like just a little small candy store. I'm literally talking about, if you think, envision in your mind, if you've ever gone to the beach, and they have all these places that sell shirts and swimsuits and all that, you know how large the place is. Well, this place is large just like that, but instead it had candy. It was just incredible. I got some candy. I didn't buy out the store. I did take some pictures so you could at least see what it looked like outside. I mean, it looked incredibly fun. It was like watching Willy Wonka or something, seeing all that candy. Okay. So, yes, Nana did get people some candy. And, yes, Nana did get some souvenirs. Okay. So, this is what I've done right here, just to show you. So, that when you take this off, this is what I have. Now, it looks like, see, I've got the little bit of blue back there. But I'm not worried. You know what? I can work with that, right? We can always work with it. Now, see, when you flip the stencil over, I now have it. I can do a reverse, like the card I did a while ago. Or I could put this on blue. I could put this, in fact, Linda Tramiel the other day. We didn't do it because we did the red, but she suggested we put it on this right here. See how pretty that would be? So that was something that we would do. Not necessarily do at the moment, but we're definitely going to do, because I think it doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't. The other one we put on, this has got this here. The other one we sit there and put on the red color. All right, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this, and then I'm going to show you the colors that came with the kit this month, all right? So I showed it, I think Zoe and we showed it on Sunday, but I'm going to show it to you again, because people forget that if you don't know what color, you know, the kit tells you colors that coordinate. And not only that, if you're one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, I send those to you. I send you at least 4. Now, this month they actually had they only had 4 colors, and the 4th color is champagne foil. Well, guess what? I went to the website, same website, to my site and all, to see, because I'm thinking, I didn't think we had champagne foil. We don't. So it must be a clue as to when the new catalog comes out. I'm going to trim this off a little bit more, because I really want this down to 4 inches. So that means if we don't have it now, that was almost a hint that it more than likely is going to be in the new catalog when that comes out around the 1st of May. All right, so now I'm going to trim off my side. So this is going to be 5.5, and I'm going to trim it down to 5.25. So I'm really going to take off, I'm just going to come to the edge and see, because when I did this, I didn't measure to see how far I was from the edge, which, you know, usually I don't anyway. I just eyeball things. Okay, and this will get me to 5.25 there, be a quarter off. All right, so you can see that I still got a little extra white compared to this side, so I'm just going to trim it a smidgen more. A smidgen for me, you can't see it, is either 1 mark down here, or you move it over another mark. And really and truly, this is a 4th, this is an 8th, that's a 16th, that would be a 32nd. All right, so I'm more than likely going to do a 16th, because that looks like it's going to do just about as close to the hearts as I did on this end. See how that works? All right, So from here, we're going to put it on a card base. So if you look at the back of the card here, of the instructions, we talked about this on Sunday. The colors we have are Flirty Flamingo, Petal Pink, Real Red, and Champagne Foil. So if we don't have Champagne Foil, I'm actually this month going to send white to my customers. So I'm not going to do white. White is not going to float my boat today anyway. And this is Petal Pink. That's one of the other colors. This is Flirty Flamingo. And this is Real Red. Wow. So I like the way it pops on the Real Red, and I like the way the Real Red pops on this right here. Okay? So one of the things that we can do then is I'm going to make my card base Petal Pink. So we're actually going to have a layered card, okay? So when I send you the card stock to coordinate with your kit, which that'll go in the mail most probably today or tomorrow, you can do whatever you want to with it. So what I'm going to do with this one here is I already know, right, we just talked about this. So this is a smidgen above 4 inches. I could trim it down a little bit more if I wanted. And this one, this one is, I'll do it that way. This is what I'm going to do. About 5 1/8. So I'm going to cut this to a little more than 4, and I'm going to do it at 5 1/4. All right, so do this a little bit more than 4. Let's start off with, I'm going to go right here. Well, let's just go here and I can trim it down, okay? So normally I would send you a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and when you cut it in half, it gives you 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let me go ahead and do, so you know what you would get. So this is actually a fourth of it, right? Because I sent it to you 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, all right? So I'm going to just size this down to 5 inches. And you can see how this is being built. So see how this is right here? It's just a smidgen difference, right? Now I could have done it just a little bit longer, and I didn't. So I'm just going to stack it just like this, just so I can see a little enough red here. So when I'm going to make this card base, it's going to make it pop. Okay, when I make it pop, that color's really going to stand out, right? Okay. So I'm just going to fold it in half. So when you get this, all you got to do is, anytime you want to do your cardstock, actually it'd be better to show you this way. Just lift this up. If you're a person that you think you just can't get it straight, just anchor your paper right here and go right and get the other piece, right? You just fold it here and you've got it perfect. Okay? All right. So now we're just going to layer it right like here. And see how that's just going to make that red really, really pop out there? So I could have just done plain red, and I could have just done Flirty Flamingo, right? But if I sit there and do a layer in between, and I can even put this up on dimensionals if I wanted to. I'm just going to use some tear and tape here. Not tear and tape, this is Stamp and Seal. So instead of glue dots, I'm just using this. I'll have to show you the cards I made. So my daughter had to go for another stress test today. It's actually what they call a tilt test. It's another type of stress. I forget what they were trying to do, but anyway, I sat up there and I made some cards from a kit. So when I tell you that at the end of the month, if you want to join us and kit together, you can get the kit here, the Paper Pumpkin kit for the current month. The deadline is the 10th. Or you just get a regular kit, right? So the kit I made today, here is another sign from the weekend. The dimensionals are smaller than our regular dimensionals. So we don't know if that means dimensionals are going to have a medium size or what. So there's some signs of stuff coming out with a new annual catalog in May. So I'm just going to put that on right like that. And then we're going to do something else a little different. So for us, we can either score something or we can just fold it in half, right? Whichever you're easier with and whatever look you want. So we're going to do something I'm going to show you. We have choices, right? I like choices. Always like choices. Just going to put it there. And so I've just elevated it just a little bit, but I really just wanted that red to really pop out, right? And we can also tie the string around here. But what I'm going to do is we're going to take the actual piece like right here. See this right here? It's got the gold fold in the white. So we're going to take that and we're going to fold it in half. So you may say, well, why are you going to take that beautiful, let's see if I can find it. But I find that beautiful and fold it in half. Well, you know, it's one of those things that it's in our kit, right? And we're creating alternatives in our kits, and I'm just showing you how you can create alternatives from your kit. And I'm looking for my extra gold piece there. Alright, just a second here. Let me just take it all out. If I have to, I'll take it off the other ones. Like, seriously. And there's only so many in a box, right? So, I'm not sure why I cannot find it, and I'm being challenged to find it. Now, this one isn't going to work because I already stamped it. I think I already stamped everything I had. Yes, because I'm supposed to have one more, and I'm looking to see if I accidentally got tangled up in all my stuff as I was laying down to show you. That's always possible, right? Because I got my hearts here we cut off from the other day. And I might have buried it right here. So it's easy to bury things, right? I'm not seeing it. Okay, well maybe we aren't going to do what I wanted to do. I'd have to flip this over and it has no gold on it. Alright. I don't know what to do with the other one. It'll show up when I'm not live. Alright, so what I wanted to do with it, oh, you know what, it might have came this way. Maybe that's why. I thought I stamped it and I didn't. It looks just like what I did. Alright, this won't work, but I can do it this way. Alright, so this is what I want to do, is to have the gold on it. So now, I can still stamp gold on it. So if I wanted gold on this, as I'm thinking this through now, what I was going to do and what I can do is two different things. Even if I folded it, that's just not going to work. So originally, what I wanted to do, I had planned on doing, because I was thinking I had stamped that, not realizing it came that way. That shows you what a day at the beach does for you, right? I wanted to sit there and put it like right here. So I did this with some of the other cards that I made, not with the kit, but with some other cards. I did this, and then you opened it, and there was another little message there. Now, if I really wanted to do this, and it was just, I just had to do it, I could cover this up, right, and do that. But that's not really what I wanted to do. So let's see what we can do to improvise, right? We're just going to take them. You can think, I was not thinking. I was thinking I stamped this heart. I could have, right? I have stamps to do that. But that's not what I did in this scenario. Alright, so let's see what we got here instead. Alright, and we're going to need some white behind that. That's just not going to float it on its own. Let's see how that would look. Alright, it's all about choices. That's how it originally went, right? So I wasn't really trying to do what it was originally like. I just wanted, I need some white behind here though, to at least let me do what I want to do. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to improvise and do something else. Let's do it this way then. So if you don't have what you want, go create what you want, alright? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually, because this on white on here will be just fine, right? It's just that I didn't want it that big. I wanted it smaller. Yep, that's not going to work. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do. We're going to sit there and put some glue on here. I just need it to be down, right? So I can cut around it. I can have my heart. Because I didn't want the heart to take the whole thing, right? But because I wanted all my stenciling done in the background to show. So I'm just going to actually... Whoa, that's a lot of glue. I know. It's like anytime you want glue, you don't have it. And then when you want just a little bit, right, it just comes out. You're going like, seriously. Where were you when I needed you? And here you are when I don't quite need you like this. But it's okay. We're going to work with it, right? We're going to work with it. So for me, it's been a different week, right? Because I start off the week by being here on Monday and leaving just for a quick mini vacation so I can meet a friend that I met on Facebook at one of my retreats, but never met her in person, and we became friends. So it was my opportunity to go to the beach, get a mini vacation, and meet my friend. And that was so nice to meet, to see a person in person, right? Besides just on Zoom. Give them a hug. Got to get hugs. And we sat out in the sun and had some lunch once the fog cleared. So there you go. That was my mini vacation. Got my sunshine once the fog cleared, right? But I tell you what, I've never been to the beach in January. So I was prepared for cooler weather, but I wasn't prepared for fog. I didn't get the fog memo. So I actually drove in fog as we get closer to the beach. I didn't make it to the island. The area before you even got to the island had fog. When I got to the island, you couldn't even see the island. You couldn't see the ocean. You couldn't see anything except barely the taillights in front of you. And that was it. So that was definitely a different experience. It reminded me of a snowstorm. Really, the way the fog was so thick, you couldn't see anything. So I've been in a snowstorm before, so it was like I knew how to relate to that, but it was like, I was not expecting that. All right, so we're going to put this on here, right here. So I'm actually going to have a nice, pretty gold heart, and I'm actually going to put this up on dimensionals, and I have to get a sentiment going here, right? And we can definitely put our sentiment. You can also put some little ribbon here that will work just fine too. I'm really staring at my blue hearts. I already did. That's right, Valentine's is coming. So if you're not ready, now's the time to get ready. I'm actually just going to sort of off center this. Sometimes I just get tired of everything just being right in the center. Now, I could have if I wanted, right? I could have just taken this and flipped it over and put it here. Definitely not going to put that there because I didn't want that. But I could have put it here, right? I could have. I'll leave it there for a moment. Let me think about that. Let me get my tag. Trying to think which one. Choices. We have choices. So don't forget too, right? So with this we had stickers. So if you didn't see the presentation on Sunday, we also had stickers. So if you wanted to do, now this one you have to look out for. See how this one is? This is actually two put together, so it gives you this little layer here, so it's empty in the middle, right? And that's how they designed the card. The other thing that you can easily do as well too, I'm not sure you can do it with this one. Let's see how it looks. You're really going to have a taller. See how this heart shape there? So this one's not quite shaped like this, but this one is. So if you wanted, we can actually almost do a triple layer heart. If I did that, I definitely would put that on dimensionals. I'm not saying this one's for sure going to stay, but I'm just showing you there's different things we can do, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about an alternative, things that we can do that's with the kit, right? And coordinating cardstock. So I always try to show you some coordinating cardstock because that's what I give to my customers. And then, guess what? For January, they haven't got it yet because I got to get it out to them. But at the end of every month now, you're going to get, my customers are going to get some PDF tutorials of making cards that has nothing to do with the kit, except the stamp set, right? I'm looking for my tags, so I was looking for, and I have my little hearts too. So that is something new and different. We're just starting it for January. There's a group of us come together to be able to start doing this. And so we're going to try it for 6 months and see how you like it as a customer. And we'll just look for feedback. And it's just something, right? It's a new year. It's always nice to try something different. Something new, right? New year, it just seems like the time to do it. We could do it any day of the year, right? But we always save things for the new year. All right, so the reason why I want this over to the side, right? Because I can actually then put this over here. I can put it right here. I can cut it down if I want to. And then we also have one other tag. Let's see here. We have one other tag. Let me get the other tag. So it's choices. So you have to Let me know what you like the best. And that's what we're going to go with. So Linda, if you're out there, you can always let me know what you like. Actually, there was two of them because we got a real short one too. So we could do the short one as well. I might like the short one. Let's see how I like this one. So yes, always look for comments and see what you recommend. So see how this would go here, down here, just like this. So that's a possibility. If you thought this was too tall, you can always tuck this or you can always come over the top. So for me at the moment, that might be a little tall. It depends on what I want to show off, right? So here's the third one. So we have just a short one. So if you saw the first cards here, this one was just you. So they used love you and we just put you on here. There's really, if you look at the stamps, there's your sign. All you gotta do is just move it around. You can see what'll fit there and what won't. So actually you is the only thing besides this leaf here that you can actually put on this tag, right? So if you did you, you'd have to do the love somewhere, right? If we did this one here, again, this will fit here. Celebrate you. You're my favorite. It doesn't quite fit. See how the F and the T go over? So we could do celebrate love. We could do you. You will fit in there. And the leaf, if you did it sideways, would fit there as well too. Okay? So you definitely have choices. You have my heart. That's the letter's too big. And same thing with heart. It's the H is too tall too. So you can't get that all on there. So it's just a matter of finding out what you like and what it works, okay? So I'm actually going to do the you, and I can do love over here. So I'll show you what the love looks like. And we can also do our own, right? Because we've got the word love. So we're not limited to just this, all right? Sometimes we think we are, but we're not. We're not limited to just this because we have choices. So you got the red, actually it came in the kit. And then I brought the blue. So yeah, I'd already opened it, so I was just going to still use it, okay? The other thing you missed on Sunday, Zoe was showing us how to make a heart train. She is making it for her boyfriend. I know it's hard to believe. It's that time of life, right? But yes, she's going to have a birthday soon, and she will be 15. Hard to believe. We started out doing this 4 years ago. All right, so we can do love you right there. And we can do love right above it if we want to. Or we could do love right across here. Let's do love right across here. So since what I want to use... this is too big, we're just going to cut it out ourselves, okay? It's very easy to do. We have our scissors handy. What I love about the gold here is, we didn't have to. We could have done that gold heart and put it on very vanilla. And that would be very pretty. Instead, put it on very vanilla cardstock. Gold and very vanilla cardstock go very nice together. And you can emboss it and have a totally different looking card, right? So we're just going to cut this out. And I'm just going to cut around the words love. Alright? So we're just going to do, I just sort of try to follow a little bit of the outline. You may have done something like this when you were younger in school. I don't know. Everybody does a little bit things differently, right? Depending where you're from. But I have to agree, it does seem like there was a time we liked to always create this bubble around words and cut them out. I'm not sure. Nowadays we have fonts, right, on our different computers and everything. And back then, though, we didn't have that as kids. So we sort of had to create our own, if you think about it. I'm just going to cut around the words love, right? Because I'm not trying to take away from the heart. I'm just trying to add to it without taking away from it, right? So the only thing I do is I just make sure I don't have any pointy edges and make sure everything's sort of rounded as best I can. So all you gotta do is just go, if they got a little pointy edge, That's all you got to do. So I'm going to put love right here, and I'm going to put up there with stencils, and I'll go, not stencil, thank you, those dimensionals. I put this on here. Okay, I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to turn around and take this off. So this is what happens, right? I had an opportunity for creativity because what I originally thought I was going to do, or what I planned to do, wasn't going to work. And then I'm just going to put this over here, and I'm going to put some bling on it. Again, I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. So we all create differently, right? It's all based on what we're inspired by around our environment or where we've been out doing. Right, so there's no right or wrong, right? It's just doing what you like to do. I'm just going to put love you like that. And I'm going to take one of these hearts here because these are stinking cute hearts. And Zoe and I believe they should sit there and have these on a regular basis. And I'm just going to put this heart right in the middle of that O because I can. There we go. I got love you. So if you want to add some ribbon, you can. I didn't. I like it the way it is. And there we go. We used our stencil, and we sat there and used the gold in here and to create a card. So I hope you enjoyed that because that's what we've done so far. So if you want to see, I'm just going to recap for you the stuff that we've already done. I'm just going to sort of push this all away because I have to clean it afterwards, right? Somebody has to clean it, and it's me, right? So if you make the mess, you've got to sit there and clean up it, right? So here's what we've done. This is what was we did on Sunday, and this is one of our alternatives. Here's another card we did on Sunday, and here's another one of our alternatives, and then here's another card that we created from Sunday. So it's just that easy to go out there, create, share, and give, and make a difference, right? And that's really what it's all about. So with that, I want to thank you for supporting us not only here, but also on YouTube and Instagram. We post all of our videos on YouTube, and we post things on Instagram as well, too. So we thank you for your support, and let's go out there and create, share, and give, because it's very easy. And I did want to show you. I did forget to show you. Let me show you real quick. I wanted to show you what I made today. So I made this kit. I did, gosh, mostly in 30 minutes, 45 minutes tops. Here's one of the cards here. This one was no stamping. Everything was punched out. And it was put up with either tear and tape that was in the kit, or it was put up with a dimensional. And then here's the other card. Same thing. How cool is that? So that's why I said, when we kit together at the end of the month, if you had the paper pumpkin kit, you want to subscribe, fantastic. If you don't, you want to get a kit and just make kits with us as we kit along, that's great. Here's a one that you don't even have to stamp. You can just put it together. And there's other kits. There's other kits too. I showed Sunday. I showed the birthday kit. That one did have stamping. So there's just all kinds. It just depends on what you want to do, right? So for me, this was perfect today. I didn't really know how long I was going to be while my daughter had her testing done. So I at least wanted to have something to do to occupy my time versus just sitting in the doctor's office. Okay, so it's all about creating, sharing, and giving. So that's want to make sure I got thank you cards that I can give to people now, and I have birthday cards. So that's exciting. I feel like I'm ahead of the game at the moment. So with that, be blessed. Have an amazing week, and look forward to seeing you next Friday with Teach Me Nana. Bye.